There's an old African proverb that tells a story of how a young person was neglected by their community. They experienced pain and hardship, trauma, and eventually what happened is that child burned the village down. And so we need to recognize that our child, while resilient, still need our help. We recognize that while our children are strong and are able to get through anything that is set in their path, they are going to need the support of their community to do so. It is up to a community, it is up to a village to rally behind our young people to ensure that they are being simply okay, simply being safe, simply being loved is all our young people are asking for. And so it's so important that everyone is rallying behind our young people. We also recognize that our young people are the future. And we know that whatever we sow into our future now, whatever we give our young people now, that is what we will reap later. So if we sow in nothing but hate, nothing but negativity, nothing but neglect, nothing but pain, nothing but hurt, then that is what we will get out. We will get out young people who don't know what love is. We will receive young people who may not always know the best thing to do. We will receive young people that do not know what it means to feel safe. And I don't know about the rest of you. And however, I can't speak for One Place and I can't speak for myself, is that this is simply not okay. It is simply not okay for us to neglect our young people. And it's not just up to us either. It's not just up to One Place. It's not just up to me. It's up to all of us as a community. It takes everyone to rally together, to be one as a whole, to really make sure that child abuse, it has no place in our community. People know child abuse exists. However, child abuse is one of those issues that we don't want to talk about. It is one of those things that is a lot easier to turn our heads the other way. It's a lot easier to turn our backs to. Child abuse is one of those things that it is really easy to ignore because we do not want to recognize that that perfect family next door could be capable of awful and inhumane things. We don't want to recognize that our young people, the most vulnerable people in our society, the most innocent, the most precious people of our society, could ever be experiencing something so harsh, so painful. With all that's in mind, my mission, my motive, switched from simply making people aware to now making sure that we are implementing necessary prevention resources and services to make sure our children are being protected to the best of their ability. My mission is not only making people acknowledge that child abuse exists, but then also making sure that when they do see something, they do say something. I want to first acknowledge One Place as a collective whole. People like One Place in Onslow County are doing phenomenal work. So you even going down there to maybe volunteer some of your time, figure out how you can get involved with them, even donating, that truly helps. When we look at a lot of anti-child abuse organizations, they're nonprofits, which means they need the community support to really be able to continue their services. So simply donating to people like One Place, to simply volunteering your time, spreading the message. Right now, we have the blessing of things like social media. So sharing their flyers, sharing their message, sharing those, child abuse awareness, prevention flyers, things like this. And so those things really help. Spreading the word, saying that we will no longer accept child abuse in our communities, truly helps. So to paraphrase a quote by John Lewis, he once said, "If not me, then who?" And I think this is something that we all need to recognize. Each and every one of us has an obligation to be the one that starts the fire, or to at least be involved in feeling the fire to end child abuse. So when asked what you can do, you can donate, you can volunteer, you can read One Place's blog, you can sign up for their newsletter. It really goes back to just staying involved, to keeping it moving and to not stopping. And like I said earlier, in the words of John Lewis, it's about marching on. And so I think that's something that we can all really do.
To learn more about Elijah and his work to give children a voice and end child abuse, visit IncredibleElijah.com. To learn more about the work of One Place and join our efforts to end child abuse in Onslow County, visit oneplaceonslow.org.